So when we do polynomials, first of all, we have to check that we have the polynomial we are given, or we need to make it up by ourselves. So in this case, we were given the polynomial. So all we need to know is what the value of a and b are, okay, in this polynomial. And then they will actually give us some hints for us to find that. And then in the first case, they told us that x plus 2 is a factor. So with that statement, we should be able to write down f negative 2 is 0. And if you still don't remember how to get the negative 2, simply plus 2 equals 0 and move the number to the other side. And you know that x is going to be a negative 2. Okay, so f negative 2 is equal to 0. And then the other one is when you divide it by x minus 1, so that's f1, you get a remainder. It was 0 because it was a factor for the first one. Okay, so just plug them into the equation one by one, like so. Negative 2 plus 1, then 4 negative 2 squared minus 4 negative 2 plus a plus b equals 0. And that's a negative 1 in the first bracket. So 16 plus 8 plus a plus b. Now 16 plus 8 is 24, but then you multiply by the negative 1 outside, so it's negative 24. And then the a times the negative 1 outside, it's negative a. The b, just copy that. So negative a plus b is 24. Okay, that's the first one done. And then the second one, just going to do the same way. 1 plus 1, 4, 1 square minus 4, 1 plus a plus b equal to a plus 2. Then 2, and then 4 minus 4 plus a plus b is a plus 2. 4 minus 4 is 0, so just got a 2a plus b, a plus 2. And finally, you can move the a back over here. Got a plus b equal to 2. Okay, so got two equations. Now you can just add them together. Equation number 1, equation number 2. You can use your program. The program will tell you the answer. Or if you don't want to use the program, just add them up. So negative a plus a is 0. B plus b is 2b. And that would be 26, so b would be 13. And if b is 13, then a would be a negative number, so just put that back into 2. Put the value of b equal to 13 into 2, so it's a plus 13 equal to 2, so a is negative 11. Okay, so a is negative 11, b is 13. So for part b, you can rewrite the fx equation with the new a and b's. Okay, so that's what you have in the part b. But now they're asking us to find the solution for fx equal to 0. So if you remember, if you want to solve fx equal to 0, you can only have factors that are multiplying each other. But in this case, yes, you have two brackets multiplied by each other, but the problem is the 13 at the back. We cannot have that. And for that reason, we have to open up the bracket. Okay, so we have to basically expand it and then use the correct factor, x plus 2, to factorize it, because only when we use a factor we can factorize something completely. So x plus 1 wasn't a factor, so we couldn't completely factorize it. There was a 13 at the back, so in this case we have to expand it and use the factor. So first one, let's expand the x with the second bracket, so it's 4x cubed minus 4x squared minus 11x, and then let's use the plus 1 now, so it's plus 4x squared minus 4x minus 11, and then plus the 13 at the end that was still there. And now combine the equations, so 4x cubed, the x squared is gone, so got negative 15x, and then finally plus 2. Okay, so we got expanded form of that. Now we're going to use the short division for, and remember, Because the x squared term is not there, we still have to write it down, and we need to replace it with a 0. And then the x term is 15, negative 15, and then is a 2. So that's the x cubed term, the x squared term, the x term, and the number term. Okay. And then we have to use the factor, and the factor was x plus 2. Again, what we put in the bracket, we put a negative 2 in the bracket for the function. So we're going to put that in, and then just add them downward. So 4 plus 0 is 4, and then after you write the 4 down, you need to multiply by the negative 2 outside first before you write it down in here. So it's 4 times negative 2 is negative 8, and then you plus them, so negative 8, and negative 8 times negative 2 is positive 16, and then you just add them up. You got a 1, and 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, then you get a 0. So basically this part, it's your factorized quotient. So you got the first one as your x plus 2, and then the second one is 4x squared minus 8x plus 1. Okay, and now you can do your questions because they said fx is equal to 0. So obviously this one, when it's equal to 0, x is negative 2. But then for this part, you can use your calculator. Okay, since they're asking for whether they are rational roots, I think they will have to just use this formula. Okay, so negative b, so it makes it positive 8, plus or minus negative 8 square minus 4a c over 2a. So 64 minus 16 is 48. But this one you can rewrite it as, so 4 times 4, 16 root 3. And then you can simplify this as a final answer because there's a 4 in all the terms here. You can rewrite it like that. Okay. Because you basically factorize the 4 out. So you got 2 plus or minus square root 3 over 8. And you simplify it like that. Okay, so this is a irrational number, and for that reason the claim is disagreed. Because only one root is rational. These two not rational, so the claim is disagreed.